movie thinks if it shows what happened after the end of Resident Evil 4 in reverse, it will be entertaining and rad. As always, movie is wrong. I forgot about the f***ing coin bullets from the last movie. They're not any less stupid in this movie. Resident Evil Retribution would like you to believe that not only could the coins travel from the ship to the helicopter in such a clear and direct path, but also get through the window with enough force to kill the two men piloting the helicopter. And I do not believe you, Resident Evil Retribution. You are a filthy liar. You're gonna cast Kevin Durand and name him Barry Burton? Barry Burton? Does he work at the Daily Bugle? Does he wear a f***ing bow tie? It's Kevin f***ing Durand. Give the guy a cool name. At the end of Afterlife, Jill was wearing a different suit with a higher level of cleavage visibility. I'm just stating facts. Watching these people rappelling from the helicopters, I'm wondering why they even bothered with a ground attack when they have 42 million of these airships that could simply mow down everybody from above. Furthermore, why are some of these people in the white clothes getting killed while others are getting nuts? I can understand if they have some people they want to keep alive, but at the end of Afterlife, Jill said,
"Take no prisoners and shoot to kill."
My name is Alice.
You've told us this so many times I'm beginning to think you're lying. Anyway, whenever someone picks up this video diary, they're gonna see you say, "My name is Alice," and rehash so much shit, they'll think you smoked too much weed.
Raced across the United States.
Holy shit, this globe is backwards. Backwards Florida is probably the sane Florida. And people constantly hear about Washington Man in this world.
He robbed me of my powers, but I still managed to defeat him.
The images shown are not me defeating Wesker, though, because I blew him up in a plane after this scene where I shot him in the face. I know. I've experienced these movies, and I can't even remember what happened. Yay, we get to see this scene again. Seriously, why did we have to watch this in reverse to start the movie? Mila Jovovich in Dazed and Confused and Zombies. What is up with this insulation? It looks like the meteor in Creepshow.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Even if she's on the move, why would Rayne keep her car windows down? Zombies chasing you. Why give them any kind of advantage? See? Alice doesn't even check on Rayne, who does end up still being alive. I get the daughter's first priority, but god damn, could unbuckle her at least. Umbrella constantly puts Alice in this two-sided apron that's somehow more inappropriate than full nudity. What f***ing purpose does this so-called clothing serve?
Project Alice. Why did you turn against Umbrella?
5 movies in, and this is the information Umbrella wants to get out of Alice? Haven't we covered this already?
Jill, why are you doing this?
Alice, you know the answer to this question. You know about the mind control, and you even told us in the narration that they brainwashed Jill. Plus, there's that huge cleavage ornament she's wearing. For some reason, Umbrella keeps Alice's battle clothes inside her cell.
Central computer reboot in 30 seconds.
She got that outfit on in 1 minute and 10 seconds? I don't know whether to call bullshit or be impressed. Playing the hits. The laser grid is this close to Alice when the movie cuts to show us the remaining distance Alice has to cover, but somehow doesn't track her down in time. If the security system is back online, why do these doors open when Alice runs toward them? Seems like once you launch the laser grid, it would override any request to open the doors. But honestly, this entire section of the movie wants to have it both ways. Wesker in control of the computer when the movie needs it to be, and in all other cases, the Red Queen is in charge. Movie thinks the Tokyo sequence from the last movie needed to be shown again. At least it's not in slow motion this time. God damn it. The Locking Dead. I'm willing to believe that Alice can get through this door before any of the Horde can, but I'm calling bullshit that a few of them wouldn't be able to get through the door before it closes. I won't be needing this anymore. Since Ada is here to help Alice, then why point a gun at her or start a fight? Announce your presence like a normal person and say that you're sorry for the involvement you had in murdering all of her friends. That's how I do it. How is Ada shooting these workers without breaking the giant glass partitions in front of them? None of them were even cracked when Alice walked in to see the aftermath. The runtime on this video goes from 528 to 234, and yes, it's a different camera, but why would there be this much of a gap on runtimes capturing the same moment?
I enabled Wesker to hack the mainframe.
Ada Wong turned on Umbrella to help Wesker. She knows everything about this facility. Why didn't she arrange for more advantages than merely shutting down the security system for only 2 minutes?
Explain Tokyo.
What you saw was just a detailed recreation.
Does Alice really need an explanation that she was in a simulation? Even if she's never heard of simulations before, wouldn't that be obvious? Considering what we've seen in the last 4 movies, is a simulation of some event that happened in Tokyo all that hard to swallow?
This is Umbrella's greatest creation.
Umbrella's greatest creation is a glorified studio that basically has one use: film zombie porn to sell viruses to corrupt governments. They could have done this literally anywhere else in the world where they own property. Instead, they went with secret place deep under the ice in northern Russia as a plausible business decision.
I've arranged for a strike team to enter from the surface and assist you.
While it would have been advantageous to have that strike team actually inside the facility when we turned off the security system, we decided against that. We needed you to kick a bunch of zombie ass with a bike lock first. God knows why. Movie feels the need to have every character exit from their vehicle in real time. This movie has more padding than my cousin Rachel at her 21st birthday party. There was a karaoke machine. I sang Alone by heart. It was a nice time.
We have just 2 hours to extract Alice and Ada. After that, we can expect heavy Umbrella reinforcements.
How do they know that will happen in 2 hours? Jill already has an army down there. Shouldn't they worry more about them? Also, only 2 of these chuckle-fucks are wearing hats, and everyone is wearing pretty thin jackets for this type of climate. They should worry more about frostbite and losing a penis or two than whatever Umbrella will do to them.
Why don't we just trigger the explosives remotely?
Can't risk them jamming the signal.
I understand you want to make sure the bombs go off, but how would Umbrella know to jam remote-controlled explosives? Are you telling them there's a bomb?
And whether we succeed or not, this facility has to be destroyed.
Understood. But couldn't you still destroy the facility by having the bomb go off, say, 4 hours from now instead of 2? You don't have to be anywhere close where the bomb goes off, right?
Security Chief Valentine has reached the Tokyo test environment. She's tracking you.
They're headed this way.
You spent all this time giving Alice exposition instead of trying to escape. I understand you had to tell her a few things. You failed to explain the urgency of the situation. You guys could have been past the Tokyo test environment by now.
She will stop at nothing to prevent you escaping to the surface.
This sounds almost like a video game. I mean, not the video game that the movie's supposed to be adapting, but small steps.
The Red Queen has intercepted my signal. She's about to regain control of this facility.
Nice of the Red Queen to wait till Wesker was finished with his instructions for Alice. Also, wait a minute. You mean you've had control of the facility this whole time? Why didn't you shut down the security systems one more time? Either you guys didn't think about this plan hard enough, or the movie is just making shit up so that we can go to the next scene.
You're all going to die down here.
I've heard that before.
Alice would be residently evil at CinemaSins. It sure seems like this bullet disc starts firing before it gets below the elevator floor, which means whoever threw it should be in harm's way when it starts firing. This guy's watch says they have an hour and 48 minutes left. They started to count down on the explosives when they got on the elevator, meaning they were on the elevator for 12 fucking minutes. Also, if the Red Queen noticed these guys coming down the elevator and sent some guards to take care of them, wouldn't she know that the guards weren't successful? Why doesn't she send everyone? Meanwhile, these guys just sit around waiting to be murdered, completely unaware there's some shit going down.
Umbrella used them to secretly transport bioweapons all over the globe.
Despite the need for secrecy, they still painted the Umbrella logo on all of them.
Intruders detected. Targeted for termination.
Can't the Red Queen shut down some of these places so they can't access certain areas? Anyway, the sin, as always, is kids.
We need to cross 2 more test environments to escape. Let's move.
At this leisurely pace, Ada isn't really selling me on the we need to move portion of the escape plan. If the simulations can produce multiple big axe guys, why does Umbrella waste their time with normal-sized Walking Dead? Alice knows from the last movie that guns have little to no effect on these creatures, yet here she is again firing away. Oh, sure, get on the bus. Lots of mobility on a bus. And that huge axe can't possibly penetrate its defenses.
Hey, boys. Bad idea.
Bad idea? Bad idea? Are we just not trying with one-liners anymore? Because that's disappointing. Also, Alice and Ada shoot the out of this taxi so that it'll explode the 2 Axemen, but they're standing right next to it themselves.
Target survived. Security Chief Valentine to intercept.
Why is it taking her so long to get there? In a building this big, how do you not have carts that you can drive around place to place? Besides, Alice and Ada were fighting the 2 Axemen for what the movie claims is around 15 minutes. You don't have anyone in the area to take them down? Also, thank God the Red Queen tells us everything that's going on. She's the Vin Scully of the Resident Evil franchise. I'm not sure how I'd follow all the monster fighting without it.
What the hell are those things?
Weird that you believe they are things instead of just people, considering that you can't see them through this fog. Soviet zombies? What is this, 1985? Umbrella really needs to update their simulations every now and then. If they'd ever watch The Experts, you know what? Don't watch The Experts. These buildings and the things in the buildings are not simulations. They are clearly real. How does Umbrella replace all this stuff every time they run a simulation? I don't care how many viruses they're selling, their overhead would be nearing the billions. Umbrella is breaking even the best. If you're gonna be this fucking cold-hearted and evil, you should at least be rich at the end of that ugly rainbow.
Clouds.
They're not real. It's a holographic projection.
The fact that you wasted 5 minutes talking about simulations earlier angers me even more now that you're explaining this shit again.
They're using clones of me.
Didn't you guys walk in here because you saw a movement upstairs? Did you just forget all about that so you could dump more exposition? Alice and Ada walked into this house because they saw a movement upstairs. That means this zombie was wandering around, found a closet, and said, "This is where I stake my claim in this world." Closed the door and waited patiently for someone to come open it up, because that's how you'll get 'em, Butch. They keep underestimating you. The Red Queen is going to let Alice have this tender moment here, which is really cool. So she pulls out of the simulation and travels all the way over to the Moscow studio. But why can't she just instantly click over to Moscow? Why does a computer have to do this flyover to the next place? The rescue team isn't even taking cover. How are none of them getting shot right now? As I stare at Jill Valentine's mind control device, and only her mind control device, I'm wondering, after they take control of somebody, why doesn't Umbrella upgrade to a different one that goes into the brain or something, instead of this chest ornament that can be ripped off or broken during foreplay?
Daddy?
He's not your father.
Alice is not facing Becky, so she would not be able to know what Alice is telling telling her. Rayne shoots toward the house, which as we can see only has one opening where you can see anything, the front door. Everything else is covered by shutters, but throughout this sequence we see Ada and Alice fire guns in some random direction and they hit their targets with absolute precision. Plus this action scene is just plain balls. I know it's pretty wishy-washy to ask how many bullets Alice can possibly have left after shooting 1,000,000 into those act guys earlier and shooting even more into the closet zombie, but I feel like my soul needed another horror crux. Why the f did she bring a grappling hook into this fight? She's been using regular guns the whole time. And where has she been keeping this? Good thing Michelle Rodriguez's bomb-spreading gun travels in slow motion so that Ada can shoot out the floor to escape. Is she Quicksilver? Why didn't she just run out the back door? Also, why didn't Girlfright use this weapon earlier? Also, how the f did Ada see this? We've already established that the shutters are blocking their view, and this scene proves that God doesn't exist, so f***ing hell, man, what do you want from me? Becky does not question the Matrix unraveling in the sky. She's deaf, not blind. Did the movie forget? Meanwhile, back in fake Russia, where stupid zombies continue to shoot stupid guns, that well-known zombie trope that keeps us coming back for more.
Hey!
There's pretty much no reason why not evil Michelle Rodriguez would show up here. When we last saw her in the simulation, she was upside down in a wrecked car while a horde of zombies all went after Alice and her kid. The fact that she's here is ridiculous, but what's she been doing this whole time that finally brought her to the train station?
She helped us, don't you remember?
The last time Becky saw someone who looked like Rayne, she was trying to kill her mother. How does she know this is a different Rayne? She realizes people can change clothes, right?
I'll come back for you.
How does this Alice know sign language? She wasn't a clone raising a deaf kid, so why would she need to know sign language? The existence of this car means Jill Valentine was a lazy dick for not finding Alice faster.
Waiting for a written invitation?
Invitation shaming.
You saw her die.
No.
She always has a plan.
Sometimes that plan, much like the one to break you out of this facility, is stupid. But still, she has a plan. I don't expect these zombies to shoot well because they're zombies, but you'd think after shooting out the windshield they'd at least get a stray bullet to kill someone in that car. Also, since they're proficient on motorcycles, I assume they know that shooting the tires might work, but that's probably asking a lot of motorcycle riding zombies.
Boys, you mind?
No kidding. These guys in the back aren't even trying to avoid bullets anymore because they know the zombies can't hit shit. Why haven't they started firing back yet? What reason would Russian zombies have to save the bazooka until now? Somehow this giant monster that can toss trucks around like toys was easily thrown into a window after Alice slammed it with her car. This works.
This is my mom.
Long story.
My clone is her mom. It's actually only 5 words.
The submarine pens are up above us.
Strange that the strike team needed to go through that Moscow bullshit when they could have simply climbed down into the subway tunnel and met with Alice somewhere down here. Remember, this station is close to Sundown Meadows, where Alice and Ada were supposed to meet the team. And before the team went into the Moscow simulation, they walked through the submarine pens. Since these magic glasses can tell you exactly where to go, it feels like Ada could have handed these out to Alice and the rescue team and avoided a lot of trouble.
Accessing power grid. Dispatching biohazard.
Since the Red Queen apparently has complete control of the building now, it's kind of amazing she hasn't just turned off all the power in this place and unleashed every monster imaginable. Will someone please tell the Red Queen that she has a lot of power here?
Next stop, menswear and sporting goods.
Hey, while we're doing elevator cliches, could you play the Muzak version of the girl from Ipanema on your way up?
Barry, what is it?
I don't know.
A, not sure that Barry is supposed to be an elevator expert, but B, the power just went out and the elevator runs on power. So why are you even asking a question you know the answer to, discount Josh Holloway? Barry looks up and what do you know, there's a licker coming down to attack him. But when we last left it, it was busy shaking off all these heavy rocks that crashed into it in the subway station. We'll find out later there's an opening somewhere up high in the shaft that the monster can take its victims, but that doesn't explain how it got up there from the subway station.
She's alive. I'm going to get her.
I didn't lose this many friends so you could just walk away.
I plan on coming back.
Alice thinks she can find the liquor, probably kill it, save the kid, and get back before the bomb goes off. You could tell me they still have 2 hours to get out of here, and I wouldn't give her enough time to do all that. Alice pulls out the gun, and the movie shows her slowly walking forward for a full 45 seconds. Oh yeah, because Becky totally had a chance to drop her backpack while she was wrapped up in the liquor's tongue. Movie gives Alice 5 minutes and 20 seconds to save Becky and get out of the building, and she hasn't even found Becky yet. No one will be seated during the video game franchise and its 5th movie stealing the last 20 minutes of Aliens, right down to saving a little girl who is not the hero's daughter, but she might as well be portion of the film. Also, there is no reason other than keeping Becky alive why the liquor even does this. Convenient monster egg sack placement is convenient. Also, considering how high up this is, how does Alice even see Becky moving around? Just as Alice is about to, whoa, what's this? Extremely powerful weapons that she can use later, and they're visible behind the cocoon sheath?
Cease your firing. or I'll execute her.
Once again, a tactic that should have been used about 5 hours ago, before the gunfight even started. What might even be worse than giving a character played by Kevin Durand a stupid name like Barry Burton is casting Kevin Durand in your movie and not letting him live to the end, or have anything interesting to do. You had Kevin Durand, Resident Evil Retribution, and you just shit all over him. God damn it, there are always the longest f***ing lines for this ride. It's amazing how many of these convenient tunnels were built in this facility. Seems like all the monsters have an awesome pathway leading to wherever the heroes are, usually from a high vantage point.
Give my mommy on you!
I am now.
Whoa! Looks like Alice lives by the adoption rules she learned in Face Off. Alice shoots the grappling hook upwards and dead center in this room, which we know doesn't have anything it can hook onto, but she uses it to great effect anyway. Resident Evil, a Geostorm in 2012 on the day after tomorrow. That is a nifty escape, guys, but how the fuck is this elevator working after most of the facility's been blown up and the Red Queen shut off the power? Hey guys, we just found out Umbrella built tunnels of requirement in this place. Anywhere you want to go, just wish it. We all live in Umbrella Submarine, Umbrella Submarine, Umbrella Submarine.
Only the two of you.
It'll be enough.
I mean, mate, if you have an army of soldiers, why not bring them along in case? As long as you jump in the air and do gymnastics, you can miss 2 guns worth of ammo shot by someone who's competent. There's blood coming out of Rayne's fingers, but there's no blood in the snow. Also, very logically, the bullets they shot into Michelle Rodriguez took a long path through her body and pushed their way out of her fingertips rather than simply pushing their way out of where they came from. Tell me, what are any of these shots in the order you put them in supposed to convey to me? Feels like as good a time as any to sin wearing this little clothing when you're fighting in the snow. Wesker took Alice's powers away in the last film, so how is she able to get up so quickly from these hits? She should have at least broken some ribs at this point. At this point, I'm surprised the Red Queen doesn't show up on screen and say, "She just kicked him in the arm and broke it. Also, my instructor was Dr. Langley, and he taught me to sing a song. If you'd like to hear it, I can sing it for you." And of course, she sings a dying, creepy version of Smash Mouth's All-Star.
Terminate Project Alice.
This fight was doing just fine without the Red Queen butting in. Actually, no, it wasn't doing fine, but she's not helping. The mind control device's biggest weakness is exposed. At the very least, Umbrella could have made Jill zip up, but I guess the board decided the company needed more sex appeal. You know, to attract the males 18 to 25 who buy lots of apocalyptic viruses. Glad we got this slow-mo of the bullet that's gonna knock out the mind control spider, barely grazing one of its legs, as if that's a good reason to slow-mo that shot. It takes her several more shots shown at normal speed for her to kill it, so what the fuck was that slow-mo for? Why wouldn't Rayne just use that punch every time? She wouldn't have to exert so much energy. You just showed her heart stop. How the you know what? Who gives a shit, I guess.
Alice!
Here's a gun that I could shoot myself, but here, I'll throw it to you for you to shoot.
You can't kill me.
I don't need to.
Alice shoots a bunch of bullets, and Rayne looks down to see what she did, and are there any bullet holes anywhere? Imagine this shot in a good movie. How is Ada still alive? Does no one understand how snow and freezing temperatures work on exposed skin? Putting your hand on Ada's leg without explicit consent. And also making your move on a medical transport. This is the image that Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz masturbate to whenever the Marjorie Taylor Greene dolls are out of stock.
I'm gonna kill you.
What's hilarious is that Alice did kill Wesker at the end of the last movie. Blew up his plane. Then he shows up again and she has 0 questions about how he's alive.
This is humanity's last stand. The beginning of the end.
The camera pulls back to show that the world has become World War Z times 1,000,000. Now, it's true that Alice got her superpowers back, but how is she supposed to turn the tide against all this nonsense? I guess this dragon bat thing knows there's a camera here?
Get a good look, Costanza?